Hello, welcome to Twenties Aplenty. In this week's Headhunter Chronicles, the group plan their route to Axemouth in order to recover their airship. If you enjoy the session, please remember to like and subscribe or leave a comment below.
We travel and roll, our intentions are good. Maybe. We fight, at times polite. It's DnD.
So, when last we set off, the group had decided to set out into the desert beyond the Sandsgate to seek out Korsk's tribesmen, led by Heck, a kobold lady that was quite fearsome. They got past the gate, out the Sandsgate, by making a bit of a ruse that they were artists, and they were going to paint a picture of Dragon's Claw across the sand dunes. They even had a conversation with a guard to find out where was the best place to situate themselves to get a good view. He told them to take the path, when the path forks, go to the right, up a hill and into a mountain on a cliff, and they'll find a cliffside along the path that has a fantastic view of the city. He told them don't take the path to the left because that leads to the kobold camp and also the beast that was rumoured to be out there attacking people. So they made their way, ignoring his advice, taking the path to the left. They come to a ruined village where the kobold camp resided. There were torches lit. It was quite dark by the time they reached it. As they approached, the torches seemed to flicker in the wind and fade and go out as they approached. There was finally one last torch lit. In front of them was a scene of slaughter. Bodies of Korsk's tribesmen could be seen laying dead all over the village. As they investigated, the wind began to pick up, collecting up sand into small clouds. The storm began to gather. The air got warm. They tried to work out if there was any tracks of people that had escaped. All the tracks seemed to go into the middle of the village. However, before they could follow them, the wind picked up and hid the tracks from sight. As they proceeded further into the village, the wind had picked up and developed into a full-blown sandstorm. Korsk caught a glimpse of what looked like a creature made of like a cloud of sand, eyes and arms. Amanita cast a wall of water and Luci froze it to protect the group. Eventually the sand just kept blowing and blowing and blowing, and the wall gave way and collapsed. As they made their way into the ruins, deciding that they'd take cover, they all joined together using a rope, Luci tying it round his waist. They were part way, heading towards one of the central buildings, when the figure reappeared. A large form of spinning air that had picked up sand from the ground, so it looked like a big cloud of spinning sand. It immediately engulfed Korsk and Marcus, trying to lift them off their feet. Luckily they were strong enough, but were a bit battered at the end of it. It then spun off around the building and started to make its way back round, slamming into Marcus and Korsk as it went past again. Eventually the group prepared for its next pass, but as they did, another one appeared right in front of Luci, engulfed him and then threw him off, smacking him into a wall. After a few eldritch blasts and an attempt at chill touch from Korsk using one of his dead hands from his bandolier, the group decided that they'd retreat into a building near the edge of the ruined village Cleo built a wall of stone and Amanita attached a roof. By this point, 3 of the creatures had appeared and were swirling around. They didn't seem to follow, though. The group decided that they would try and wait it out. Amanita replaced Cleo's stone wall with some more plant growth. She also summoned a cave badger that tried to dig a tunnel. What they found, though, was that actually when they woke up after having a light night's rest, the cave badger had dug the tunnel, done its job, but the creatures had disappeared anyway, leaving bodies half covered in sand laying on the ground. They investigated. Luci pilfering as what he could off the bit bodies. Eventually, Paul noticed a large set of legs sticking out from behind the central building, headed towards it. His suspicions of who that may be were confirmed. It was Heck, lying dead. Above her on the wall, towards the ground, as if she had written it in blood, was written, "The blue-eyed god is vengeful. There must be peace." Korsk turned and gently whispered Sanik's name into the wind. Luci broke the silence by asking, "You still want me to punch her?" Korsk just asked him to gather up the bodies and create a pyre, similar to what they did with Varric's people when they found the slaughtered village. The village that had ironically been slaughtered by the kobolds they see slaughtered in front of them. On Heck's body, there was 100 gold pieces, which Luci pocketed, and a small gold key. After doing a little bit more searching, they found a little lockbox that Luci opened and got sprayed with acid, but inside was another 600 gold pieces. Luci put the gold into the group kitty. Meanwhile, Amanita had returned to her self, less kind of sweet, happy self, rather than the moody teenage Amanita that we'd had recently. Strangely enough, though, she couldn't remember anything since the battle in the barracks and setting a mastiff off, burning buildings, copying Marcus. She was shocked and amused at Varric's transformation, but was most delighted to see the cute cave badger. Having not much else to do, the group decided that they would head back towards Dragon's Claw City. Korsk mentioned that once they had the airship, he felt he had to go and visit his tribesmen, and asked the group if they would come along. Varric said he was happy enough to. So, we're on the way back to Dragon's Claw. The journey is relatively uneventful. You get back about the same time you left. Well, actually, no, it's probably early afternoon. You see, on the way back, the same guard stood at the gate that you saw when you left. What would you like to do? You're probably a good 50 yards away from the gate at that point. I'm not sure he's seen you because he's looking in rather than looking out.
So I'm not sure what everyone else wants to do, but I imagine Luci is running his disguise self, and Korsk also has an alter self prepared, so we just pose as the same people who came out the gate yesterday.
Okay. So. Our budding artists return. Let's have a look then.
Yes, well, you know how it is. The colour of the night sky was not really ideal for our work, and certain distractions on routes. We weren't particularly artistically inspired tonight.
Oh. Surely you had a go, though. You don't seem to have the same amount of supplies as when you went.
We still have the bed sheets and stuff.
Yeah, they're in Lucy's pants, I think.
Oh. Alright. I was going to say, if we did a charcoal, children's drawing on that, I guess we could pass that off. But...
I mean, I could whip one up for you.
if you can, go ahead.
I mean, Amanita will just pull out a few of her old drawings.
It's like... Well, I'm no art critic, but...
It's inspiring, isn't it?
You say this is supposed to be the city, do you?
No, that's my pet frog.
Oh.
It's a metaphor for the city.
How so?
Bloated and a bit stinky. But what do I know? I've only been here for a
He
couple
puts
days.
his hand on the hilt of his sword. Gets quite close to say, look, I know you're not from round here, but people are quite proud in this city. Watch what you say. Yeah? Now, not everybody's going to be quite as patient as me. All I'm trying to do is just to ascertain as to whether or not you've been spinning me a line.
Lie to get outside the city gate? What would be the purpose of that? You said yourself it's incredibly dangerous up here. And we can testify as much.
Oh yeah? What happened?
Well, as we were travelling towards the overlook you pointed us out to, we happened to glance down and see the lights going out in the Cobalt camp. Naturally, we were a little bit curious, so we went and took a look. There's no one left now.
What do you mean they've left they've left gone somewhere?
Whatever creature you were telling us about seems to have done the deed.
Oh well. More mercenaries left where they come from. Hopefully you have a better trip next time. Have a good day. And he shows you through into the city.
Come to my part of the world and I'll show you where more of you come from. Of course, just whispers to himself.
So, what would you like to do next?
Right, so we still need to find a way of getting out of the city and over to not Axemouth, but the civilian stop in between. I think it was. So we need to find a way to either stow away or book passage on one of the ships.
Yeah, Varric still needs to talk to Beishan about potentially any help they can offer there.
Blades Bay.
Blades Bay.
get my pixie friends to turn you all into camels again. And I could stow you away. I could be a camel merchant.
Camel or cows, did you say?
Camel, not camel.
I thought you said cows.
Yeah, I don't see that ending very well. The camel option is better. I can imagine us going out onto the voyage and we're like a week in and the crew are getting a bit hungry.
Charlie, your mic wasn't working. What?
It would help if I plugged it in.
It's just a common technical issue.
I mean, it was very intriguing, like what you said, even though I didn't understand what you said.
Luci, if he was there, would say, how much do you think we could get for, like, a camel? Just eyeing up horse.
You're gonna ditch me after all this time now, Lucy.
We could get you back.
Communication is difficult enough when I'm in this form. Thank you.
I mean, it will only last an hour, so he will then transform back into himself.
I don't particularly feel like becoming part of the slave trade, Lucy. But Amanita, this idea about passing us off as a camel merchant and his group, then there would be certainly one way to move our stuff out, but it only lasts for a few hours, you say?
Yes, unless well, last time the pixies disappeared. They can always turn invisible and keep casting.
Might be our ticket onto the ship, then. It's just whether the crew will continue asking questions once we're on there. About where the camels went off to.
I mean, I could always make a story. I'm good at stories. I do
You
like
could say
a
something
fairy
ate
tale.
them.
I would suggest we...
Mysterious case of the camel that didn't spit in the night.
You're fishing for a title there, aren't you?
Maybe. Maybe.
Last week, there actually wasn't the suggested title by the look of it. So I went with A Case of Bad Wind. So Cleo would be like, perhaps we need to assess all of our options before we decide the course of action. Varric, you were talking about going to visit your friend, were you not?
Yeah, I'll have to see what we can do there.
Do you think they'll ask for something? I doubt they won't. They'll help us without asking for something in exchange, though. They mentioned something about a job for us to do.
To be honest, I'm a little hazy on all the details, so I'll need to remind myself when we go around to speak to them.
I think it was a door, leave a door open there. Drop an item here, steal it, pick an item up from there. Simple jobs as we pass.
Well, if they want to employ us as couriers, that's could certainly be worse as a deal. Although, now I think about it, depends a lot on what they want us to be to transport. I've heard some nasty stories from the Catan streets about alchemist fire being smuggled about the back alleys.
Possibly. So, it is. So it's early afternoon. Probably about 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock, something like that. What would you like to do? What's the next course of action? You're in the flea market at the moment, having just come through the gates.
Do we need anything before our journey?
For stowing away supplies would be a good idea. Although I suppose we could pinch a little bit from the crew. They tend to keep supplies under heavy lock and key aboard ships, though, if I remember correctly. Stealing from the stores precipitates a severe punishment.
Think there's anywhere that I could sell some stuff.
Speaking of selling, Lucy, I need to talk to you about some of these pieces of equipment you were mentioning.
Mm-hmm.
What sort of thing are you looking to sell?
Some armor, some quivers, some short swords, some long swords. We actually do have some monster bits that could, I think, are worth some money. Just for some spending cash for us. Where was it?
I think Ferret needs some new gloves as well.
Arik needs some what, sorry?
Oh yeah.
New clothes.
Oh yeah, it was the manticore stuff. I've still got. Tail spikes, teeth, spines. I think I'll keep the head. Claws and wings. And then just general tools. Shields, armor, short and long swords, crossbows, daggers, scimitars. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff that I need to unload at some point.
Imagine Lucy now setting up his own stall. It's like a weapons merchant.
So, I mean...
Now I just see him becoming, like, the trader at the start of Aladdin.
Oh, right, yeah.
So you're in a flea market at the moment. So some of the more basic items you could probably sell there. Well, then there's kind of specialist weaponsmiths and armorers and the like in the heart. The cup. However, I don't think you've seen any alchemy shops as such in your travels.
Is it not really
your question, Korsk? I don't remember. I'm trying to find my notes.
As long as it's not like 1,000 gold pieces, I'll be fine.
I seem to remember one being a bit expensive. One was free.
What were the two daggers?
It was the dagger of poison. Oh, dagger of venom. And...
So vicious dagger.
Vicious dagger, that was it. The vicious dagger I think I paid for. The dagger of venom was from the elves for taking on their job.
Oof, God, that was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Part 3 maybe? Arm in the leg. Yeah, that's the right one.
I think, was it not? I think the vicious dagger we bought
so
before Leela left.
So there's a vicious rapier.
Dagger of something it was called, let me see.
There's a dagger of venom.
I've got that, yeah.
So dagger of venom was worth 5,000.
Vicious dagger I've got written here.
Oh, there was a vicious rapier that you were going to give to Marcus.
There was one, it was definitely a dagger I bought. Because I remember I bought the bracers of defense for our monk.
Yes.
I bought a rapier for Marcus.
Which was the vicious rapier, I think.
And then I bought a dagger as well.
I thought that was the dagger of venom.
No, the dagger of venom was from the elves.
Yeah. Or was it later on? Let me have a look. Was it?
Was it not something like whatever damage was caused to them can't be healed? Something like that.
Yeah, that's vicious weapon normally.
Because I've got it.
Let me have a look.
Mhm.
That's all. What about part 5? That's all Wood's Edge, Hunting Lodge, Morning Wood.
It was that
Aaron's Rest.
Market Town or something.
Yeah, Trade Hall. Oh, Vicious Dagger. Yeah,
that was
6,400.
Okay,
so
that was
11,400.
Yeah,
that was a little bit above what I thought they were going to be.
So it's Vicious Dagger, Rapier of Wounding, and Braces of Defense. I think you bought at that point.
Yeah.
So the Vicious Dagger was 6,400. The Rapier of Wounding was 5,500. And the Braces of Defense was 7,500.
The braces
I
you
thought
gave to
Yinran.
Yeah,
Really,
and the-
Yinran buggered off with them.
Yeah, and the rapier I gave to Marcus anyway, so he has that.
Yeah.
So the vicious dagger, and then it was 5,000 for venom. Cool.
So, signing up for 10k at some point. In the meantime, Wayne, roughly what would the cost be for provisions for about half the distance of the voyage?
Let me just have a look. I just want to know how far it is.
And then I figure we can just pinch the rest from the crew stores or ration it. As long as it's not a massive amount of food going missing, they shouldn't investigate.
So are you wanting to get a ship to Blades Bay?
Yeah, let's assume that.
Okay. So in which case you need to get to... Is it Desert's Mouth?
Oh yeah, because there's no directs from Dragon's Claw, are there?
No.
Is Blades Bay not the military fort in Bladesport the one we actually want to go to?
Something about that, yeah.
Can do, yeah. I mean, Blades Bay is like the drop-off point for goods, military goods and things like that. It's like a warehouse. It's like a support place. Axemouth is the military stronghold. Bladesport is more of a commercial port, yeah.
Ideally, we want to go to the commercial port.
Do you go through here or through here?
No, you have to go up. There's a blockade below Little Talon that only lets military traffic through.
Okay. Okay.
So I would say what?
Something like that?
Yeah, I would say it's about 5 days voyage.
Okay.
5 days?
Let's see. Takes forever to get places.
Yeah. That probably includes you getting to Desert Smart. So it's probably best part 2 days to get back there. And then 3 days voyage. To Bladesport. If you were to go from Dragon's Claw to Axemouth directly, that would be 4 days.
That's we need military passage though to do that.
Yep.
Which makes the sneaking around part a bit harder.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'd say let's assume we're going the Desert Mouth Bladesport route and buy supplies for that. If we end up going the Axemouth route, then we'll have enough supplies for that anyway.
Okay. So So you're after 5 days worth of supplies, or you want them drip back as well?
We'll find food when we get there. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh,
I can hold
Oh.
things like, if it's just a worry about carrying, so a little extra wouldn't hurt, maybe.
Yeah, but then it has to go in the pants.
Well, currently I have.
But the space in the pants is not my concern here. It's that it's going in the pants at all.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, cheese keeps. You could buy some cheese and put it in the pants.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't want any pants cheese, thanks.
What about hat cheese?
Hat cheese is fine. I'll take
It's a
hat
bit
cheese over.
Hat cheese with a side of garlic salt, fine. I've also got 5 days worth of rations in the pants.
Yeah,
Is that
okay, so
Or is it for everybody?
It's Lucy's rations, but like we can share them.
That's a day then.
Yeah.
And in fact, less than a day because you got Marcus as well, haven't you?
I'm trying to double check if there's any more.
I actually need to refill my rations because I have been consuming them.
Yeah.
Oh, do we want to split off into 2 teams again, and one group goes gets the supplies, and the other one gets to talk to Beishan?
yeah, I'll head with the group going for the supplies.
I'll go shopping.
All right, Lucy, I guess that means you're going with her.
Lucy can go shopping if he wants to. I mean, he's the one with all the money as well. So.
Also the one with the selling stuff.
Yeah.
I
True.
think I will. I think I will go with me and Marcus. Will go with Varric.
Good. I don't like the idea of one of us wandering around the streets alone at this time.
Yeah,
Well,
especially me like this.
I'm also thinking in his current form, perhaps Feishan won't recognize our friend.
Also, remember, you've got the sending stones if anything comes up.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think the idea of leaving me to speak to anyone important about anything important is ever a good idea.
Well, the last few times.
Is it though?
Results extreme but unpredictable.
Yeah, it can either go really well or really badly.
I mean, that's what you have us for, right?
And
Control
there's
for the
generally
negative.
a fire. Even if it's not my fault, there is generally a fire. Okay.
Looks at Marcus.
He just shrugs at you.
Even Lucy's metaphysical influence is enough to start fires.
Well, Marcus is like, well, as far as I'm concerned, he was being racist, so.
You burned down his entire house.
Small price to pay for racism.
Well, it's hard to argue with that. Certainly there are more subtle ways of dealing with it.
If the job had said we could kill him, I'm sure killing him would have been fine. But it didn't.
It would have been much faster.
Much faster. I'm sure it would have saved everyone a whole bunch of trouble. But my niece didn't want that, so it's fine. It's worked out in the end. Sort of.
This is why you don't work with family.
Indeed. So, what should we do first?
Do the shops first. I don't mind.
Shop. Sorry. Most of you are probably too young to remember that sketch on Harry Enfield. English for Aliens, if you ever want to look it up on YouTube. Cool. So, have I got the right book here, or do I need the other book? I think I probably need the other book, don't I? Oh no. Got it. So, where you headed? Flea market or the cup?
I think the walls are still locked down, aren't they?
Security is tight. I wouldn't necessarily say they're locked down anymore.
Okay.
They don't know what we look like, really.
Well, I can know what a couple of us look like. I would say I would argue for flea market first. Then we can get any specialized goods over in the cup if we have to.
Okay. So you're looking to buy or sell? Or both?
I think it's buy the provisions. Charlie, are we selling the goods in the flea market, or do you want to go to the cup for that?
Some of them, I think, in the flea market, if we can.
Okay. Jess, is there anything you wanted?
Not at the top of my head. I'm going to have a look.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing I'm particularly concerned about is just the provisions for the voyage. That's it. I might have a look around and see if there's any useful items there.
What you have is it's fairly meager, and a lot of what's there is kind of generally people that are buying weapons, sharpening them to sell. There's general stores that are buying and selling goods, and there are a number of like fruit stalls and vegetable stalls and things like that. But it's generally very basic, and because you're in a desert, it's locally grown. So because you're in a desert, it's either kind of like cactus type plants, things that look a bit like dragon fruit, for example, and or very withered looking like bean sprouts and potatoes and the like. There are stalls doing breads and stews and things like that.
Guess we'll start by filling up on the cactus fruit. Maybe grab some bread for the early stages, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So I would say all in all. So to get some cactus type fruit, I mean, a very water intensive type fruit, you like bite into it and it's quite tasteless. It's slightly sweet. It's like a sweet cucumber in a way, but not quite like a melon.
Okay.
It's like a weak melon type of taste, I guess. But not. It's somewhere between a melon and a cucumber, basically, but looks more like a prickly cucumber in terms of texture.
It's like the kind of thing you eat and you feel full on water before you feel full on food.
That sort of thing, yeah. But it's like it's a natural thing that it stores water, so it can then germinate the seed and through its own water. So you buy a load of them. Probably what? Yeah, you buy a load of them. Probably 3 loaves of bread. It's a bit. It's not white. It's like grey, like a grey colour. Like a grey, and one that's brown. Anything else you want? I'll tot it up and give you the price at the end.
Just a couple bits of salted meat, I suppose.
Okay, so you head over to a stall that's selling meat. And they seem to have these kind of spits of different sized animals on being rotated by a couple of young children just sat there rotating. There's a rather skinny-looking man covered in dirt with like quite googly eyes. Yes, can I help you?
Looking to buy a couple of your sticks, sir? Of course, points to some of the, I suppose it's like rats and small lizards.
It's meat. You want the stick, not the meat.
No, I want the whole thing.
Okay. What do you want to pay?
Mm. Let's say 5 silver for the slightly decayed morsels of rat, I think, clinging to that.
He looks over to one of the children, gives them a nod, and they start back taking these like smaller animals off and just into the into a bag. 5 silver.
Thank you.
And then let's just round it all up to you pay like 5 gold for
Cool.
that, and so you got a bit of meat. I would say let's assume that he also sells you some stew as well, some quote meat stew. You've got 3 loaves of bread, like decent sized, and a load of this cactus fruit stuff.
I imagine the stew, there's like a bit of rat fur swirling around.
It's all kind of like loopy. You can't really see what's in it. It looks as though if there was fur in it, it would have dissolved. It's been cooking for that long.
It's emulsion, yeah.
Like, it's at the point where the fat has risen to the top and he's got to kind of like dip the ladle down below to and then scoop the fat away and then dip the ladle in again to get you a bowl.
Taste of dragon's claw.
And you can see that he's scooping the fat into this bowl, and then the bowl's being then used to be brushed onto the meat that they're then putting on the rotisserie.
So shows it to Luci. It's like, may not be much to look at, but it'll keep us alive. I hope.
You have any camel?
Oh, sir?
I was just wondering.
No. Those are too expensive to eat.
Not sure I like where the direction of this conversation is marching, Luci.
He reaches into it. He reaches into his pocket and gives you a. Here's our price list. Maybe there's something on here you want. And he gives you this thing saying, "Meet me in 5 minutes round the back."
Yeah, maybe. Guys, I'm gonna go just wander about, shop for a bit, see if there's anything that takes my fancy.
Alright, don't get lost.
Alright, I'll call out for you when I'm done.
Anything else?
No, thank you. Thank you, good son. So that's going down in the inventory as a bag of barbecue rats and lizards.
I'd say there's one barbecue, one Cajun. Anything else? I would say the lizards are Cajun and the rats are barbecued. Anything else?
Not from the food stalls, I imagine. There's one item I might be interested in trying to get hold of if we can get into the if there are any magic shops in the cup, but I'll hold off to see what other people are doing.
Anita?
Nothing from the food shop.
And so, 5 minutes passes. Luci, I assume you've gone round the back of the tent.
Yeah.
Eventually, a flap opens in the back of the tent and he sees you. Looks around. Just be careful, sir, when you're asking for camel. Ask me. You need to use certain codes if you want that quality of meat.
Ooh. What kind?
Well, I would say usually they ask me if I have the hump.
Ah. Wordplay.
And I tell them to bugger off and come back later when they're in a better mood.
Understandable, yeah, I get that.
Because you need to calm down for 5 minutes before... Well, or I'll need to kind of go into the back for 5 minutes to calm down. Anyway, I can do you a couple of camel steaks. Cost you 20 gold.
No first time discount?
Cost you 25 gold.
No, you're right, 20 gold was sounding good. Okay.
So he goes in the back. And you hear this kind of thudding into kind of a big lump of meat. And he comes back with a bag. You look inside and there's like, it looks like proper steaks, but it's like it's been oxidized already, so it's starting to go slightly brown.
Okay.
I'd eat it quickly if I were you. And
Right.
if anybody asks, you found the camel dead on the road.
Oh, obviously, yes, of course.
Good. Good.
And before I put it into my pants, just gonna chill it a little bit. See if I can get it to last a little bit.
Okay.
Then wrap it in some sheets or whatever. I have something in the pants that I can wrap it in.
Cool. So you spray the ray of frost on, and the flies that are kind of flying around the bag, attracted by the smell of it, just kind of dissipate. There's 1 or 2 frozen flies on the floor.
Well, they weren't fast enough. And then I'll use the sending stone to find out where the rest are and rejoin them.
As you go, the man bends down and picks the flies up in his hand and turns and then flaps the back of the tent behind him. So, what else would you like to do?
So, if there, I'll need to coordinate with Charlie for this one because I don't have enough money myself. But I was wondering about getting an ever-smoking bottle from one of the magic shops.
Ever-smoking bottle.
I'll put it in the chat. Wondrous item uncommon. I can basically cover half of it with the gold I've got left.
Is that effectively like a smoke screen?
It's it's an infinite smoke bottle.
Cool.
So I think it's like Cause can basically provide 250. So he'd ask Luci if he could cover the other half of the 500 gold cost.
Yeah, we have group funds.
Awesome. And with that, Cause will be pretty much broke.
So how much you say? How much you expecting this smoking bottle to be? Is it uncommon? You said
Uncommon, yeah. Yeah, wondrous item uncommon.
just. So, are you heading to the cup then?
Yeah, we'll head to the cup and search out the magic shops to do that.
So, as I said earlier, there are a number of weaponsmiths and a number of armourers. They're more specialist armourers than what you would find in the flea market. Luci will look in awe at a set of dragon scale armour in the window of one of the shops, outside of which are two rather burly dragonborn bouncers.
Must have seen the haggler's colour.
Do we know what colour this dragon scale mail armour is?
Sorry, do you know what colour it is?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just responding to Jess on something.
Yeah. Colour is important.
So, I did write this down somewhere. I need to now disappear out of my old notes and go back to my current set. Shops. Sorry about this. Right, okay. So the one in the window is white.
Okay.
Okay, cold resistance.
I'll just look to the group as well. Can we go in there?
You're the treasurer. You know best when it comes to the group funds.
Just want to look at the it's just to sell some stuff. Maybe they'll buy some stuff off us, make some money. Can look at pretty shiny things.
One could certainly dream.
So you head in. You find another couple of bouncers inside. And a rather foppish individual with blonde hair, kind of kind of similar to Hugo Cowpurse. Is it Hugo Cowpurse? The guy who does the in the magic shop in Catan City. He's got kind of a blonde bob, but he's in like he's really skinny, really frail looking, but young. Pair of glasses, rather thick glasses, and he sees you come in and goes, "Oh, wonderful customers!" And oh, if I'm not mistaken, you have the look of a bunch off to adventure with the Mercenary Legion. Tell me, when do you sail?
In a few months' time, I guess. We're still in training. But we want the best quality equipment that the armor shops at Catan City have to offer, of course.
Well, I can certainly help there. Now, what is exactly your suit your needs?
And of course, elbows Lucy.
Sorry, you look familiar. What do you have?
Well, we have the greatest in armor on these shores, or anywhere in the continent of Catan. Save maybe the Elven Realms or the specialists, high-end armorers in the dwarven cities. But, of course, fairly few humans or anybody other than high elves or dwarves really frequent these cities, do they? So, but no, of course we've got. We specialize in dragon scale armor. I have 3 sets at the moment: white, red, and black.
Oh.
I see, sir is very interested.
Yeah, you could say that. And how much does your armor go for around these parts?
Well, it all depends on the rarity, of course, but these are very rare items indeed. And high-end, I will add.
Mm-hmm.
The white will set you back 47,000 gold pieces. That's our cheapest item. Of course, our red, which is our most popular with mercenary types. 60,000 gold. And the black, well, nobody likes dealing with acid. Black, 58,000 gold. But no, actually, tell you what, I like the look of your jib. 56,000. Just because it's you, sir. I can see black would really be your colour. Contrast to your red physique. Really make your horns stand out. And your beard, and complement your beard, of course.
Honestly, I was looking at the red armor, but I think might be currently a bit out of my price range. I may have to save that for another day.
Oh dear. Anything else I can help you with?
Well, we have some general items for sale. Do you know where it'd be good around here for us to sell them?
What are you looking to sell, my friend?
We have some weapons, armor. Also some, if there's an alchemist shop anywhere around? We have some manticore parts. Some jewels.
There's a back alley herbalist rumored to be working around here, but unfortunately, all the alchemists have been put into service of the military. They're all off towards Axemouth. Of course, their potions are needed, are consumed relatively quickly, so as such, they need to be close to the source of the battle.
Yeah. Well, what about the other, just the armor, weapons, jewels? Anywhere good around here?
What sort of armor is it? Maybe interesting.
Just your standard stuff, really. We've got some breastplates, some leather armor, and I believe there might be some more higher-end heavy stuff as well.
If it's just basic armor, I'm afraid I won't be interested, but
yeah, there's like
perhaps
plates,
there is an
armor.
There is an armourer down the road that may be able to help.
Well, maybe we'll give them a go. But, hopefully we'll be back soon. But,
Well,
the armor does look enticing.
hopefully your sale will help the war effort. And you can come back and help yourself to some of our armor. And help me with some coin as your
You really remind me of someone. You don't have a son, do you?
No, I forgive me, but I have a bit of a thing about bodily fluids. It kind of puts me off the idea of having children, you see.
Fair enough.
Or even a partner.
Would be. Don't think the world could handle two Hugos. So it's very nice to meet you. Hopefully we'll see you again. Unless anyone else has anything they'd like to purchase in here.
Hugo Palcurse, that was it.
As Luci leaves, he's just going to look at the dragon scale armor. One little tear.
Longingly. You never know, my friend. If you sell enough items, to come back.
Yeah, we'll see.
I hope you've got a wagon full.
Got a pants full. Anyway, see you later.
Bye. Do come back.
So, Luci, just how far short of that price tag were we?
I'm right in saying that we don't have access to the bank accounts, right? Here. Or is there a bank that we would be able to get access to our accounts?
It is a dwarven ran bank. And as such, the establishment is not trusted in Dragon's Claw.
Mm-hmm.
There is its own bank, but you will not have access to the funds that you need, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's fine. Because I think there's not much in the group account anyway, in my own account. But for us personally, I think a good amount.
Yeah, we're not here
really
long enough to
tight.
start. We're not really here long enough to start relieving the nobility of their valuables either. So, Luci.
Okay, fine. But we do have plenty of things we can sell. Anyway, try to top up our funds.
Yeah. Maybe another time. When we get the airship, we should be able to come back here easily enough.
Yeah.
Assuming they don't just confiscate it again.
They better not.
So you go down So I'm assuming you leave. You go down the road. You find another weaponsmiths and armorers. What are you looking to sell?
A lot of things. I'm trying to do a bit of a clear out.
Okay.
So while we've been chatting, I've been trying to put all the weapons and armor in one list.
Luci empties his pants.
Yeah. Okay, have you got a pen?
No, but I've got a keyboard in front of me.
Yep.
Give us a minute.
Yep.
So, oh no, I don't want that. Yeah, okay. Fine. Let's just do it in there.
Just while Lucy is doing this as well, I'll wait until we've kind of written out everything. Of course, we'll go out to the street and start asking around about this herbalist to see if we can get hold of Amanita's stuff through her.
And they might buy the Manticore stuff.
Okay.
I will also say, before we sell, just in sending stones to everyone, is there any equipment that you guys want? Just general stuff. Shields, weapons, ranged, melee. Before I sell it all.
Oh, not from the list, other than the like.
Oh no,
the
not
ones we
selling
talked
those
about.
two yet. Yeah, I'm not selling those two. It's just like the general stuff.
Yeah.
Could you roll for haggling as well, please? I'm assuming you've got the scarf on.
Yes.
So roll with advantage.
Is that just persuasion?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So you can sell stuff at 10%. So it is 10. The highest you can get them is 10% below the standard price,
Okay. This is going
or
to
the
take a
price
calculator.
or the price you bought it for. If it's like a specialized item.
What might be easier is, do you have a list of what everything costs? And I'll just write it down and then...
I do.
Cool. That would be easy. Okay. Daggers. How much are they?
Well, they're 2 gold pieces each in the core handbook. Can't really take 10% off that, can you? Well, you can do actually, because it would be you'd be into silver pieces. How many have you got?
I was going to say 2.
Okay, so let me just do. So you got 2 daggers. So you're doing 2 daggers.
Yeah.
What I'll do is I'll just knock 10% off at the end.
Okay. 4 javelins. 25 scimitars.
Give us a minute.
Yep.
4 light crossbows, I think, is 100.
It's a lot of scimitars.
To be fair, I think I'd written things down and not together, so there was like a few different groups of scimitars just in the list. That's all the weapons that I'm wanting to get rid of for now.
Okay, what about armor?
Armor, we have, it just says a bunch of cobalt-sized breastplates. We didn't say how many, I don't think.
I'll say 18.
Okay.
It's from when I remember. I think this was when was this from raiding the village, or was this?
No, this was after the next time.
Okay, so I think that was
it was
about 5 then.
5, okay. Two sets of leather armor.
Just a minute. 2 leather armor. That's 20 gold pieces. Yeah.
A set of half plate. Yeah, that'll be everything for now.
Okay. Let me just add up.
See if that does a.
Oh, hang on a minute. I'm
Oh,
adding up
I
the
do.
wrong-
I do have 20 arrows. I don't know if we'll... Nah, keep them. It's fine.
$3,485 gold pieces.
2,485. Sounds good. Give us some group cash.
Cool. Sorry about that. Right.
We're just shy of 10% of the way to that armor.
Yeah. The only reason I did it then, in case it was like some obscene amount that you then go, oh, I now want to go and buy the armor, please. Thank you very much.
No, I'd have to sell like those 2 daggers as well, and other things.
Right. Okay. So you sold all that. Is there anything else that you guys want at the shop? So can we flip to Varric?
How much
many
more
things?
do you need, Lucy?
Oh, like 40,000.
Yeah, I don't have that kind.
It's alright, we need to get this Amanita stuff from the herbalist and then also see if they'll buy the Manticore stuff.
I can just imagine Amanita like counting her pennies going, some if you want.
Oh, yes.
Oh, there was another 10 breastplates. Lightly used. I
Okay.
believe the way we put them was old bashed breastplates.
Okay. So if we do another 10 breastplates, then that's another 3,600.
So 3,600 total. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. And that should be everything.
Realised I was on mute. There was the thing I put in chat as well. I'd say priority-wise, this comes after Amanita's stuff. But if possible, ever-smoking bottle and +1 dagger. And of course can pay for a quarter of that at the moment.
Okay. So a +1 dagger I've done before. I think is it 400, something like that.
Oh, it's okay. That's cheaper than before.
I think so. It wasn't as much as we thought last time.
Yeah, I thought it was just the same as uncommon.
No, it is, but it's just how I've done the prices.
Okay, sure.
So I think uncommon weapon is around 500 plus or minus 10%.
Okay.
Or
It
plus or
doesn't.
minus a bit, 100 or whatever it is.
It's like it's because the weapon quality is higher as well, right? That's not +1 because it's magic.
No, yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
Is it part 3 I want? So I remember when they were in the refugee camp, they bought a lord. Was it 400? I'll tell you the price in a minute.
Pretty sure it was me that bought them, I think. Because I've got 2 +1 daggers currently on me.
Oh, we bought an absolute load of them. Oh,
Yeah.
right. Okay, so it's standard price, which I think it's 2 gold pieces, plus 400 gold p, plus 400. So it'd be 402.
402. So, Charlie, do you want to buy another, or can Corsk have one of the ones we've already bought?
We can buy another if you want.
Buy another then, yeah. We can count that separately.
Okay, so that's 402 gold pieces.
Right, so that price I quoted changes to 902, I think.
What's
Okay,
that? Sorry.
Because I added the ever-smoking bottle to that as well. Just assuming we'll go do that at some point.
Okay.
And then 652 from the group account, I think that is.
Give us a minute.
652? Yeah, no worries. Okay.
And then Corsk loses 250. I'll just put that in.
Okay.
And while that transaction's been going on, Corsa's been asking around where we find the herbalist for Amanita.
Yeah. So Amanita had a list of stuff, didn't she? So healer's kit, herbal kit. They are. Oh, I've just had this page open. Oh. So they are. Once I find it. Sure. Healer's kit is 5 gold pieces. I'm assuming you can get these from a general store. Herbalist's kit. It's not on the list, but I'm assuming it's a similar price. Let me just have a look.
Question, guys.
Herbalism kit. So 5 gold pieces again.
Okay. When you use these herbal and healer's kits, once you've used it, is that it gone? Or can you use them again?
I thought it was like the alchemy or a herbalist kit.
It's a bit like Thieves' Souls, I think. Do you need to be proficient in it to use it effectively?
Don't know if I am.
Proficiency with this kit lets you add your proficiency bonus to an ability check you make to identify or apply herbs. So I think basically it gives you, and it also, if you've got proficiency with it, it allows you to create an antitoxin and any potion of healing, apparently.
I think it takes a number of days, though, to make the potion.
Yeah, it does. The kit has 10. Right, this is the healer's kit one. This kit has a leather pouch containing bandages, salves, and splints. The kit has 10 uses. As an action, you can expend 1 use of the kit to stabilize a creature that has 0 hit points without needing to do a medicine check. Okay, so healer's kit, you don't need proficiency, but herbalist's kit, you do.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I looked this up a long time ago. That just jogs my memory quite a bit.
I seem to recall Dom buying a herbalist kit and then not being able to use it.
Yeah, I don't know if Moan's proficient with it.
Rings the bell. Or he almost bought one and realised he couldn't use it.
Oh no, I do. I am proficient.
Yeah, you go. Is it something that comes with Druid or something?
Possibly. So that's 5 gold. And what else? A tea set. Okay,
Yep.
a couple of gold for that. Books. What sort of books are you after?
I'll message you about them.
I
Cool.
do have a tea set in the pants. If you want it. I think I stole it from the governor's house before we set it on fire. I mean, before the priestess set it on fire.
Okay. Moan will still want like not a tea set, then like a tea, like tea bags, like herbal teas.
Okay, so you probably will need the herbalists for that. I would say it's what? 10 silver pieces. Oh no, not 10 silver pieces. 5 silver pieces, something like that, for a high quality set of tea leaves and the stuff to steep the tea with. Get a little teapot as well, like a metal teapot.
Yeah. See, with the herbal kit, it's like eventually I'll be able to make my own herbs.
Cool.
For now.
So you make a few inquiries, and amongst some odd looks, you get directed down the back of an alley and told to knock on the pink door. You head down this alleyway. It seems to take an absolute age for you to get anywhere near a pink door. But eventually you get to this wooden door with worn pink paint flaking away from it. What do you do?
Lucy will pick up Amethyst and hold her at the door.
What you doing?
It said knock on the door.
Oh, okay. She just knocks.
Sorry, just responding to Jess. Okay, so you knock on the door. It's like little tap. There's no answer.
No answer.
Maybe you should knock louder. Oh no, Cleo's not there, is he?
Yeah.
Maybe we all
Oh,
need to.
says to you. Maybe you should knock. Sorry.
Maybe we all need to try and knock.
I suppose it couldn't hurt.
Quite indelicately.
Yes. Door eye hole slides across. Cover slides across. Yes. May I help you?
Are you the herbalist?
Maybe. Maybe not.
We were looking to buy and sell some stuff. And the buying was stuff we needed to get from the herbalist. So... Are you them?
Maybe. What sort of stuff are you thinking of?
Well, our friend here needs a few things. Amanita, do you want to tell them what you need?
Well, I'm looking for a herbal kit and a healer's kit.
Maybe I could do that. Anything else?
You wouldn't have any... Oh, go on.
Go on. Oh, Lucy.
You wouldn't have any interest in manticore parts, would you?
Not much call from out this way, I'm afraid.
Fair enough.
Perhaps nearer to Axemouth, you may be able to dispose of them.
What were you going to say, Amanita?
Oh, do you have some herbal tea as well?
Wait one moment. And you hear 2 or 3 locks open. Head pops out, looks both ways down the alleyway. This kind of pale green dragonborn lady.
Amelia like looks at the guys to say, "Do I go?"
Corsk will put one hand on Amanita's shoulder and follow her in.
Should I stay here?
This green dragonborn hand comes out, grabs hold of you, pulls you in, then slams the door shut. Puts about 10 bolts across. The first thing that you notice about the room that you're in is that it's fairly dingy. There is a number of candles lit that have like a pink flame. And it smells kind of familiar. It's like a minty, cheesy sock smell that you've noticed before, Luci. Luci. Yeah, Luci will have noticed before.
Sorry, it cut out for me. What did you say there again?
So it's like a cheesy, minty socks type of smell that you'll have smelt before. Now, tea, was it?
Yes.
What sort of tea would you like? What sort of effect would you like the tea to do?
What type of effects can we do?
I can make you drowsy. I can make you super excited.
Oh, that does sound good.
I can make you super alert.
I like that one too.
I can make you carefree. Not have a care in the world.
Yes, we were looking for the leaves you used just as a relaxing beverage, nothing performance enhancing.
Okay.
I mean, I do like the excited one.
I don't know if that's a good idea. I remember when you had coffee.
Yeah, but we could do it to Vara.
I see the grin.
This dragonborn lady steps into light a little bit. You can see she's got a white dress on, but it looks pink in the light. Let me have a look what I have. She starts ratcheting through drawers, and so these are some of our more relaxing blends. Or there's this one which makes somebody relaxed and suggestible.
Let's not use that.
Shame.
Amanita, are you sure this is what you were looking for?
Indeed.
Alright.
Okay, I think I've got what I know what I want now. I will take 10 of the normal,
Okay.
10 of the exciting, 10 of the alert, and 10 of the last one you said.
Suggestible.
Yeah.
They're all a silver piece each, dear.
Cool. So, that would be here, I believe.
That's about 4 gold, isn't it? My calculations are right.
Yes. No, it's a pack of 10. So it's a silver.
A pack of 10, so. What, a silver for a pack?
Yeah, so you got 4, basically. 4 silver pieces.
4
So-
silver pieces, okay.
So, Sam, as you notice a number of bottles on shelves, she doesn't do huge amounts of potions, but you can see that your item that you are looking for, or something that resembles it, seems to be there.
Corsk will lean over and nudge Lucy in the small of the back. So, I don't suppose we have any more funds to spare from the group fund.
Yeah, sure.
Just back me up with whatever she quotes.
I'm just saying. We've smelt this smell before. We've tasted this smell before.
I don't know when we're going to have a chance to get hold of this ingredient, though. Especially not if we're going to Axemouth.
You're talking about that juice thing me and Darren tried.
No, it's the bottle on that shelf, madam.
Oh. Is it? Unique choice. After something you want to hide, are you?
Not exactly. Just some private experimental projects going at the time.
Very well. It's my only bottle of it, though. I'd be ashamed to part with it.
Well, I'm sure given sufficient coin, it would be the kind of offer you can pass up.
And how much would such a bottle be worth to you, dear?
Takes a quick glance at Lucy, and let's open up the deal with 700 gold pieces. I assure you, there aren't any other buyers you'll find around here that would be prepared to make such a generous offer for you. I doubt most people would even be able to identify this particular substance. How long has it been sitting on your shelf again?
Few weeks. Personal use, you see. I'd have to make another.
Oh, so it's used.
No. This one's been sat on the shelf since I used the last one I had. Expensive ingredients, though. 800 gold pieces.
Can I make a try a persuade roll for my haggling?
Can do.
Okay. So, Korska contemplates this for a bit longer. As I said, there are many buyers who wouldn't recognise the value of such a substance, and you can easily make some more, as you said. I won't be in the city for much longer as well. The best offer you're going to get is 740 gold pieces. Roll coming up.
I'm sorry, my cost is 770, so I won't go below 780. 10 for the inconvenience.
Well, glances at Lucy again.
Do you want me to give it a go?
I don't think sampling is what we need right now. Back to the Dragonborn lady. Well, we'll be taking a loss, but you seem to be a fairly outstanding citizen and a certain connoisseur of these types of compounds. It's a deal.
Very good. Very good. So she hands over the bottle as you give her the gold. Now, is there anything else you'd like, my dear?
Amanita just taps her on the shoulder. Have you got everything?
I got everything. Thank you.
Good. I believe that'll be everything.
Before we leave, Korsk, check that's what you actually wanted.
So,
Lucy is very distrustful after smelling the smell.
Okay.
Everything in here.
Please, not in here. If you're going to stop it, then please do it outside. Your friends can remain here while you test it.
Well, so Course steps outside and takes a look at the, basically inspects the potion. Can I make a roll with alchemy supplies to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, let's not have a bad roll, please.
As far as you can tell, it is what she says it is. Best way to being able to tell is take the lid off it. I mean, he's smoking, so...
Maybe best to try this out another time. Of course, just steps in and just flashes a signal that Lucy, like...
There. Is our business concluded?
Seems like it.
Very well, then. I will wish you good day. If you don't mind, I'm in the middle of a brew. I will, see you out immediately. And please vacate the area as quickly as you can. Don't want to attract unwanted attention. Cool. So you leave. I'm assuming she locks the doors. Lucy did an intelligence roll, so I'm assuming he's going to intervene with something daft.
No, that was to see if he was going to question her relationship with the Green Dragon, but no.
And that is a long way away, though. Oh, lad. You leave. I'm assuming we then switch to Barak and Co. So, who are you seeking out? Amaeth or Feishan?
Probably Fishan. I don't know him yet, and I don't really want to know him yet. The only reason I'm going through this whole deal is because I know Feishan previously.
So you head to Feishan's, the house you met Feishan in, and the shadow of the walls shade. It looks reasonably abandoned, as it did the first time you went there. I assume you approach the door.
I'll look around first, because I remember there being a black dragonborn somewhere on the lookout, so I just want to have a quick nosy to see if they're about. anywhere, like hiding around corners and stuff.
You mean the young girl?
Yeah.
Viva, I think her name was. You look around. The road just seems completely abandoned. Viva is nowhere that you can see. What would you like to do?
Seeing that there's nobody about, I'll go and just thump on the door.
As per last time. No, actually, it's not as per last time because you got guided there, didn't you? There's no answer.
I know you're in there. Come to the door, please. I just thump on it harder.
No answer.
Marcus, Cleo, do you guys want to keep watch, and I'll perhaps enter the premises if you guys want to keep an eye out to see if anyone comes running outside the building, please?
Are you sure you want to do this?
Well,
Is it not better one of us does it? He doesn't recognize you after all.
I don't know, but it's not like my voice has changed. You should recognize my voice.
Perhaps.
I'll be
Right.
fine. I'm sure it'll work out just fine.
So what are you doing? Going through the door?
Yeah, let's knock again and then just open it and come
The
through.
door is unlocked as it was last time. Again, you find yourself in a kitchen.
Hello? It's me.
You hear a clatter in the next room.
It's Varric, Faishan. I know you're in the house. I just heard you. I
No answer.
pull my other dagger, not my good dagger, because that's for the other guy, but I just pull a dagger and just kind of hold it in my hand and kind of skulk around the corridor. I cast light spell to illuminate the...
Into the next room.
Yeah, so I cast light, dagger in hand as well, just in case, but kind of hiding it behind me a bit.
So you send the light pole ahead of you. As it enters the room, crossbow bolt flies across the room, through it, and sticks into the wall.
Jesus!
Don't come any closer.
Why?
I don't know who you are. Some dwarf. Anybody ever tell you it's not nice to sneak into people's houses?
I didn't sneak. I knocked really hard a good few times.
But I don't know who you are.
Who am I conversing with in the minute?
Faishan.
Faishan, it's me.
I can see who you are. Dwarf.
So much for the friendly kinship you got from those dwarves over in whatever it was, Cragdorf Town. It's me, Varric. I look like this now for the time being. I can prove it's me. I know what happened when you lost your arm. I can't remember if he's lost his arm or not. I'm pretty sure it's his arm, isn't it?
What are you... What have you been doing to yourself, Varric?
Well, you know how it goes. I thought I'd give this whole new perspective thing a go. No, of course not. I don't want to be like this. It's a necessity. I need to get out of town, so this was kind of a must.
I thought you were one of the mercenaries looking for the shamed.
Oh, look, man, I'm not going to come hunting you down.
Looking like this. Good to see you, Varric, but next time, a little bit of warning, yeah?
How can I warn? I knocked and said it was me. Like, my voice isn't any different. You should recognize me in that way. Anyway, I need to ask.
Different to you, but definitely sounds different to me.
Whatever. I need a favor, Faishan, a pretty big one, but I'm willing to help you guys out in return. So it's kind of like a trade in a sense.
Okay. What do you want?
I need to get out of town. Me and my friends caused a bit of bother, and well, it's not exactly. We're not too welcome in town anymore, and I don't think it'll be too long before we get caught. So we need to leave, like today or tomorrow morning, preferably. Do you know how to get to Bleedsport?
Why do you want to go to Bladesport?
We need to go to Axemouth.
Oh. So, let me get this right. The military's looking for you. You need help getting out of the city. And you decide to go and walk into the belly of the dragon.
Yeah. No better place to hide. You know this. If I'm under their noses, they'll never smell me.
You're past insane, Varric. You must have a death wish.
The army stole something of mine. Oh, my friends, to be more specific. And well, I'm pulling out all the stops while I'm here to make sure they can get it back.
What did they steal, Varric?
Their ship, airship at that, a flying vessel. We covered days worth of ground within a day. Flying's so much easier than going over ground. I can't tell you how much fun that is. But the army took it, and they're refusing to give it back. I obviously put a petition in and saw my old lady. She was not happy, so yeah.
Could be you could do us a favor. Some of our people are held up in the stronghold in Axemouth. Maybe your airship is somewhere nearby and you could use it to get away. Help our people get away.
Well, the thing is, I'm planning on not stealing, but lying my way to get my ship, or their ship back. I'm calling it mine for simplicity's sake, my ship back. But I also have this, I pull it in the note from my mom. This is a letter about myself from my mother, and I'm going to use it to get some forged documents for the release of the ship. Now, I could perhaps say, do the same for your friends, and that adds to the story of we're a prisoner escort claiming the ship and those guys back. I'll meet you outside here, potentially, or up north somewhere, probably. Drop them off for you and let them go their own way.
I'm not sure that will work, Varric.
Why?
You see, our friends are a little short in stature.
Oh.
Some of them.
Why? Look, that's treason on so many different levels here. You gotta understand that, That's just jailbreaking then.
And stealing an airship isn't?
Well, it's different. It's reclaiming what was stolen via legitimate means.
Potato. What do you think they'd do if they caught you stealing the airship, Varric?
They're not going to catch me. I'm going to walk right up to them, hand them this letter, and they're going to be like, yeah, sure, come get it.
If they caught you stealing the airship?
They would probably kill me on sight, yes.
And what would they do if they caught you freeing cracked dwarf prisoners?
Also kill me on sight.
Not losing out then, are you? Just make sure they don't find out.
Okay,
We've got a few contacts out there. Maybe there's a few jobs you can do for them, let's say, as you make your way there. I'm sure if they see what you're up to, they may prove a help. In return, they may need you to clear a path for them. Open a few doors. Maybe help them with a promotion. If you know what I mean.
What, like... My name means nothing anymore if you're on about literal promotions.
I'm not on about putting a good word in. I'm on about clearing a path.
Yeah, I can do that.
So they can be promoted.
Oh, you want assassination then? Right, okay.
I didn't say assassination was peaceful ways in which you can discredit someone.
You know our kin. It's unlike them to step down willingly, and as I've found by burning down half the barracks, it's pretty hard to defame someone for something. So, yeah, killing might be easier. If you can say I can kill the guy, sure.
I'll leave that one up to you and your conscience, Varric. You seem to have quite a bit of conscience about freeing our friends.
Yeah, because I kind of like my home. At the same time, I don't like a lot of people in the military, so it's kind of tit for tat, isn't it?
If we put an end to the war, you don't see. If we put an end to the war, you won't see. Surely that would be better for your home than outright war.
Yeah, you're right, it would be better. But at the same time, what you guys want out of the country is different to what I want. And that's what I don't find with. But, nevertheless, potato, end of the war is a good thing. And I'm not a political man, so do what you want. The point is, I'll help. I'll help you if you can get me from here to Bladesport. And I will personally ensure that I can do my best to open up a few doors and allow for promotions in certain areas and such. Just give me names and contacts, and I'll be able to figure out the rest.
I don't know about Bladesport, but I figure there's a way we can get you on a boat to Axemouth.
It's right there.
Well, you may need to disappear overboard before you actually reach the port, but I've heard tell of a way in.
Right.
Try getting hold of some of the old schematics for the stronghold and the port. You might be able to figure out a way in from the outside. You jump ship, swim upriver. You might be able to find your way in somehow. I'm fairly sure that just rocking up at the gate with papers signed by your mother would raise a lot of suspicion. You get into the stronghold, then present your papers. I mean, may look a little bit more legitimate, so you've already got through the first line of security.
Alright. Yeah, that makes sense. What about, you don't know anyone in Axemouth then, do you? No friends or allies over there? I mean, you must do, obviously, for opening up promotions and stuff, but...
We have agents.
Yeah.
They'll make themselves known to you. We'll send a message. In terms of the way there, there's each day a ship travels between Talonsport and Axemouth, carrying mercenary soldiers. The Mercenaries Legion. If you get your name on their enrollment list, I can get you through their security. There's one of our friends works on the dock as a clerk. He should be able to get you on the ship.
It's just about getting to Talonsport then.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, you gotta kind of get your way there.
Alright. If you can take us from Talonsport to Axemouth and in via Mercenaries Legion, sure. That'll work.
It's more about getting you onto the boat. You need to get yourself signed up to the Mercenaries Legion, so your name's at least on the paperwork. There's a few security checks on your way into Talonsport that you need stamps on pieces of paper that you need to show the clerk on the dock side. All I'm saying is we can get you onto the boat with any of that paperwork needing to be signed, so as long as you can get yourself to the port past the security, we can get you on the boat. And then you need to make sure that you happen to come across some controversy that ends up with your group being thrown overboard at the right point.
That's easy enough done. My group's pretty controversial.
Very well. Person you need to look out for on the dock. It's a white dragonborn. He's a decent fella. Just be careful. His name's Volrar.
How would you spell that?
Volrar.
VOLAR. No, that's right.
Calls himself Dockmaster, but really is a glorified clerk. But we'll get you on the ship. Just make sure you keep a low profile until you get to the right place. Don't want to be thrown overboard too early.
Yeah, that wouldn't be great.
Just watch what you're talking about when you're there. Little birds have big ears.
All right. Well, that's fine. Cool. Thanks for your time, Feishan. I'll make sure I can do what I can.
And make sure that paperwork's in order. You wouldn't want to make a simple mistake to undo your whole plan.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's another thing. I'm willing to pay for that service to make sure that those papers are in order. Do you know anyone within your group who would be willing to recreate my mother's handwriting and documentation that I might need?
We can do that.
How much?
Probably about 500 gold.
All right.
That's 3 to the cause and 2 to the specialist that we would hire to do the job.
All right. What if I give you 400 because I don't want to donate 300 to the cause?
You better rescue them prisoners first. Okay.
If you could do it for 400, yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Fine.
I hand over the letter and the 400 gold pieces.
What do you want the paperwork to say?
I need an official documentation. I need an official document of release of the airship that was requisitioned on insert date here. I can't remember when. I need that released along with the crew that were taken with it.
Signed by
Maybe Niran, yeah. As per completion of the required task for release. In reality, she did ask me to go steal some documents from some guys in I can't remember the name of the city. I think the capital of the Cragdorf place.
Deepstone.
Deepstone, that's the one. Some blueprints.
I don't think it's the capital, but it's the place that they'd sent you.
Yeah.
The idea was that he was out of the capital and therefore an easier target.
Yeah.
Okay. I can do that. So, would you like it sealed, the document?
Yeah. I don't have the seal.
Don't worry. That's not a problem.
All right, then. Make it sealed.
Very well.
Is that gonna cost me that extra 100 gold I don't want?
No. Just trying to work out what I'm dealing with. Be a bit more convincing if it's sealed. Of course, that might mean that you don't know what it says exactly, but I'm sure that as long as you trust that we get the right people on the job.
I mean, even if your people just write like a script beside it and kind of hand that over so at least I know what it says.
Yeah, we can do that.
Sort. Well, I'll take my leave then, Feishan, but take it easy. And you know what? It's been good working with you again.
And you too, Varric.
Or it's Barak now, I guess.
Thorak. Yeah, well. Watch you don't trip over your beard.
It gets in the way, man. Tell you. Gotta go to shake his hand and make my way out the door.
Cool. So, guessing you all meet back up at the Dragon's Claws. It is late afternoon, probably about 4 o'clock by the time you all get back. What would you like to do?
Oh, I managed to speak to Feishan guys. I got that all sorted. So, plans are, we are going to go to Townsport. We're going to make our own way there, but that's how we'll get through to Axemouth. You can go direct.
Very well. If the journey takes about as long, that shouldn't be an issue.
I think it'll take less. It's it's more direct when having to go up and over and stuff, so.
Good.
Should be less time on the sea, but there are a few security issues we're going to have to work through. So, as long as we can get to Townsport, that's fine. But getting from here to Townsport, so we got to deal with that. But the rest covered, or mostly.
Was this about having to make a disturbance, was it, on board the vessel in order to exit it?
Oh yeah, we just got to say some nasty stuff and we'll get thrown overboard. It's fine. That's pretty easy. That's not hard.
As long as everyone has a means to swim to shore in the time available.
Yeah, but we'll do it close enough. As long as we start causing commotion just before we reach the port, but not quite at the port, it'll be fine. We don't want to be within eyesight. If we get seen by the port, then we're not going to make it in. But yeah, it's fine. We'll figure it out when we get there. Got a bit of work to do while we're there. And that's the trade-off to the getting in and getting everything signed and sealed and stuff. So, getting our ship, easy. That's all sorted. I got a letter for that. I'll get that tomorrow morning. I just gotta, not kill, but maybe end up killing anyway. A couple guys. This is in hushed whispers in our room, by the way. I'm not going to talk about this in the main bit of the Dragon's Claws. Yeah, so there's a couple people who are wanting promotion, so they can do more for that group. And yeah, we just got to remove the opposition, I guess, either by defaming them or whatever.
And with regard to releasing the airship and the prisoners.
So airship we can release. The prisoners we're going to have to break out. But I'm sure we can.
I suppose we can. Yeah.
Beishan said there were people who would help us out with that. So if we can make sure the right people in the right spot to turn a blind eye, they'll be all right.
Well, I guess if our crew are being held in the same place, that might not be. We might have a legitimate reason to be in that vicinity of the stronghold.
Yep. Precisely, Cleo. So, yeah, job's easy. We'll get there fine.
Job's easy.
I'm sure I said that last time and the whole place ended up on fire, so...
Well, we certainly have options when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Yes. Any plans we make will be contingent on the security, I feel. So it might be best if we just cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah. I kind of thought the same thing. One thing we are going to need to do is we need to sign our names up on the Mercenaries Legion Register.
So on that, have you thought about whether my presence is going to draw suspicion? I don't know that I can't maintain a disguise for the entire voyage.
I mean, my kinsmen can be pretty, like, if they're not Dragonborn, it doesn't matter. So, they might just see you as a kobold and relate you back to your kinsman. So that might be an issue. I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm not so concerned with your friends, Barak. I'm concerned about the rest of the crew on the mercenary vessel.
Well, your kinsmen were good workers, and a lot of people seem to fear them for that fact. So,
oh no. So, if you recall from that last, somewhat botched job we did, one of the members of our crew that was definitely identified was myself.
Yeah.
So if the mercenary group get wind that I'm on board the vessel, they may decide to throw us overboard post haste.
Right.
Or just me, but that would be equally bad.
We could just throw the old, like, this isn't that guy, he's got nothing to do with this, and such and such. We could just try and word our way out of it. I mean, someone will cause an issue regardless. I don't see this trip going smoothly at all, but especially with me being like this, so,
Yeah, that's true. All the same, I think it might be best if I stay below decks while we're on passage.
I wouldn't stay alone below decks. Always have someone with you.
Okay.
Because you don't want to get caught in a corner in a dark bit of the ship on your own with 4 angry Dragonborn.
Your point is certainly taken. I'll try and stay in Luci.
Well, I think if there are certain security checks at Talentsport that we are circumnavigating, but the people on the boat will not know that, then surely your fears will be allayed because we could just point to the security checks and the fact that you have got through them.
That's true.
I suppose.
And I can try and not start any fights. That'll probably help.
Well, we need you to start at least one prior to the end of the trip, so...
That will not be a problem, Varrock.
Yeah. I'm still getting used to that.
Just ahead of time. Oh, sorry.
Marcus will just chip in and say, yeah, just remember the boat's probably going to be made of wood though, so no fights.
I was going to ask, do we want the ship to remain in one piece?
Yes, absolutely. We cannot have it not in one piece.
Okay.
Yeah.
And am I meant to lose this fight that I start?
If I understand correctly, we start it and then we scarp it.
Okay.
Or we could just jump overboard.
Well, if it's easier for you as well, I could help some of you breathe underwater.
How many people can you do that to?
Let's see. Where is it? Technically 2.
Right.
I can cast water breathing on someone, and I also have a potion of water breathing.
I can cover myself in that respect. We'll see. I'll be fine.
Luci, you said you can make all of us invisible as well, couldn't you?
Well, all of us is maybe a stretch. Well, actually, no, I could.
Because instead of swimming, we could just all go invisible and disappear off the boat and fly away.
Well, I only have 2 slots, and with each slot, I can do a maximum of 3 people.
Oh.
Yeah, so I can do 6 people, but then I have no more spell slots, and it's just my other damage spells, cantrips and stuff. But if other people can carry me, sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
So-
can breathe underwater, so I'm fine.
So once we jump overboard, how are we supposed to get into the city?
Ray Shan said there was a way in. He'd heard tale of a way into the city via somewhere. He said to get a hold of some schematics. That's easier said than done.
Well, we can break it down into steps. We just find out where the schematics are held, and then we rifle through the documents.
I think we need to get them before we go, though. So we need to get them here, and we've already caused a lot of bother here, so...
Maybe there's some sort of public record of these things somewhere.
I don't think they'll keep military strongholds on public records.
Perhaps as far back as the builder's documents. The initial construction, it wouldn't have been secret then.
Or maybe...
Possibly. Or maybe, given how proud your nation is, Varek, perhaps there is a little bit of posturing. Showing how strong Axemouth is. Explains how it is unique to other fortresses. Maybe such propaganda would be able to help us get into the building.
Like the sort of thing you might find in a pocket guide.
I'm not sure it's necessarily a tourist destination, though. I was thinking more about something that will display to the public about how strong or the fortress is, or to reassure the people in this country.
Alright. That sounds good. We'll try and find that stuff. Can't think of where it'd be, though.
Do you have a library? Like, do Dragonborns read?
Of course we read, Luci.
Maybe they have a library.
I can see it probably being in the cup or the heart is where the library might be.
So, if you give me a minute, I gave you a load of information when you first arrived at the city. Talked about so we said there's a range of armorers, weaponsmiths, in the cup. We talked about mercenaries guild. We talked about a military academy and a boarding school for children to hone their skills to fast track them straight into the army. So that was in the Claws Shield barracks.
Maybe the military academy.
There is also a library in the cup and a museum, a military museum in the public area of the Fist.
I think we want to stay with this list.
Well, the museum could certainly be visited in public hours. However, the other two, we might need some creativity to get access to the documents talking about Axemouth.
Just checking as well, how many of us did they see, when we tried to get the ring?
Two.
Which two?
So they I think they definitely saw Marcus.
Yeah, the guy.
Pretty difficult to forget that, yeah.
They didn't see Amanita. Luci was in disguise for a lot of it, I think.
I believe after I was brought back from banishment, I attacked someone.
Yes,
But I'm not sure if I dropped the disguise then or not.
If I remember correctly, you kept the disguise the whole time. So I kept the armor on as well.
Yes, you would have been. You would have been in the armor, Varric.
Mhm.
Not that it really matters because you transform now anyway.
Yeah.
Korsk, I think, was identified, fleeing from the scene. So Luci, not sure. Unknown.
I don't think
I
I,
could just
lose it when I attack. I think
I can't remember if you dropped disguise when Marwan picked you on up. She went down and picked you up, didn't she? And shrunk you.
I think it only goes away like if I get rid of it or the time runs out.
Let's find out.
I think it's if anyone touches you as well, they'll know it's a disguise, but I don't know if they could identify you using that.
Until the spell ends or until you use your action to dismiss it.
I mean, Marwan did shrink him, so by the time he shrunk, it's like she would have grabbed him.
Discern that you are disguised. A creature can use its action to inspect your appearance and must succeed an intelligence investigation check against your spell save DC. I don't know if anyone did that.
No.
It's just whether... So really, Varric and I could go to the museum relatively unknown as we are now.
Yeah.
Korsk would insist on going along to the library or the academy if you're doing that, though, because he's... Sorry, seagull outside the window. On the grounds that he's fairly experienced with going through complex documents from his time at the Wizards College.
Okay.
And then after the museum, we could meet up with the rest at one of the places or both, wherever they end up. How would they feel about a dwarf? They're a bit on alert.
I think it'd be too good. I mean, they've got enough brains to distinguish between the dwarves, so as long as you're not a crag dwarf, it'd be fine.
I'm good to follow any plan.
Well, I guess you could make out that you had just signed up to the Mercenaries Legion and wanting to find out a little bit more about the war.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that you are respectful to the soldiers you are fighting alongside.
Exactly.
They stole our ship.
It's all lies, Lucy. We only have to tell lies.
Yes, for my part, I think I will take the more direct route of perhaps a combination of disguise and skulking about the library. Certainly have enough practice at it. Same goes for the military academy as well. I doubt they'd let us in unless we were new recruits. So we can simply scale the walls, find out where the majority of studies are conducted, and go through their texts. I doubt it will be under heavy lock and key.
And Marcus is like, when I was in the army, I didn't, and in the academy, I don't remember talking about individual cities and strongholds in our training. Individual battles, maybe.
They might have some documents about fortification structures, though, right? Basic procedure for establishing one.
Possibly. I would assume that this is not... this stronghold is so vast that it has its own fortifications already.
How big is the library again? Is it like British Library of Congress kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. that would be the place to look then for like old like archive documents, that kind of thing.
I
How
would
do
say
we-
let's try the museum and the library and then see what we end up with. And potentially, if we need to go to the academy, we can go to the academy if we don't feel we've got enough information.
Alright, sounds good. How do we want to split this then? Do we want to go in 2 groups, or are we all going to go in one way?
Jess, does that need to have like invisibility or anything like that?
No.
Okay. So she has the pass without trace thing, though.
She does, or she can just polymorph into an animal.
But that will work too. Yeah,
She can also fit in a pocket.
Yes.
that as well. Okay, so if we're going to do the library and the museum simultaneously, then I would suggest at least Korska and Amanita for the library job. Just trying to think if Marcus or Cleo would... which group Marcus or Cleo would be best to go with.
Marcus is like, well, I've been identified at both. And Cleo probably has as well, to be honest. So, perhaps we could, linger between the two. Down the dark alley, and then if you need our help, you can use the sending stones to call us.
Alright.
Makes sense.
Just, obviously, don't be too suspicious. Don't want any guards coming over to ask you any questions.
No, did.
If anyone asks, as a cover story, your lover's on a honeymoon. No?
Cleo looks at Marcus. Marcus is just a bit kind of nonchalant, going, "Yeah, okay." And Cleo's like, perhaps we should think a better story.
Just a suggestion.
Oh, Lucy's just rolled. So, who should we start off with? Should we start with the library first?
Do I have time to prepare some spells for this? Since I've already had to alter self in order to get in and out of the city gates as well.
Guess you can always. Does that mean a long rest?
That would be like long rest, do it the next day. Yeah.
So you can do it the next morning if you want.
Okay. So let me just change the abilities.
It's a long rest for everybody.
Sorry, I'm just taking a while to read my spell lists.
Wayne, I was wondering, obviously given that Jess has made a lovely bit of art for Vorog, would it be possible to get a token of him on roll 20?
Yeah, can do. Right time to ask. Given my times. Well, I'm not at work next week, so. And when I listen this back next Friday, I'll go, oh crap, I've got to do that. So, are we heading to the library first? So you get up, I assume you have your breakfast.
Yep. So for Amanita, Course cans you a 1 flask of potion with the words, "If we get spotted, drink this, and then we run for the wall where we made our way over."
But what if I don't want to? What is
I'd
it?
highly recommend you do so. It's a swiftness potion. Helps you move faster. If it makes you feel
that myself.
I mean,
I have a spell called Misty Step.
this one lasts for 10 minutes, I believe. 1 second. For 1 hour. So we could drink them before going in, and then that can be combined with any magic you have. If it reassures you, I will be taking mine before we go in as well.
So,
I'll think about it.
Okay. I'll leave this in your pack then. Just in case.
you make your way through the shield into the cup, circumnavigating the guards on your way at the gates. You find yourself at this large sandstone building with huge pillars, about 10 foot wide outside, towering up, easily the biggest building in the cup that you've seen. It's kind of round the back end of the cup, so it's not actually in a bit of the cup that you've not been before, so it's kind of round this way. If you can see that, there we go. Inside is relatively deserted, barring a rather old, almost purple-coloured dragonborn lady. You get the feeling that she's kind of from some sort of gem, like a topaz or something like that. Old, bent over, kind of glasses at the end, kind of halfway down her nose. Long nose. She's at a desk, kind of doing some paperwork. You climb up the steps to the entrance and you can see ahead of you at the reception desk. She stood there.
Right. So, for our first move, if we're going in through the front door, Korsk will use one of his alter selves to assume the form of... What was the name of the general that Varric was impersonating for a bit?
I forget his name, actually. To be honest, let me just double check my notes.
I don't want to walk in and like impersonate Varric's mother again. Basically, we need to have some variety.
Marcus's magical pants pocket. No, must be number 73. Can't believe we're on episode session 76.
It can't be stopped.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out. Yeah, we're not quite into Jess and Cameron being here for more than half. Getting there though. I think 80,
Almost.
is it 86? Was it 43 you joined? Or was it 40? I think it was 43, wasn't it? Yeah, it was episode 1 of the videos. Right, there you go. In the alleyway. Sergeant Crash.
Crash, that's him. Yeah. I think there was some kind of issue where he was using like an old lieutenant's uniform or something.
Yeah.
So this time, we'll use his actual rank, what the soldiers were talking about, and in that form, Korsk will walk up to the front desk with Amanita in his pocket and start inquiring about fortification designs.
So she starts. She's like busy stamping books and stuff. She's not noticed you yet. You walk up.
So I imagine Korsk, in this form, just puts one clawed hand on top of her documents and then just leans over.
She gives you an icy cold look. Grabs her hand, puts it down on the desk in front of her.
I need access to those documents, post haste.
Shh. She points at a sign saying, please be quiet. This is a library. You need to be quiet.
Documents detailing fortifications.
You're going to have to say with her, mate. I can't hear you.
Sorry. I was going to say, we need so whispering.
We need access to.
We need access to documents regarding military fortifications. This is part of a new and urgent project, and the military cannot wait for silence.
She looks at you puzzled. What makes you think we've got such documents here?
You have documents detailing the history and the military history of Dragon's Claw, all the way back to the early days of our republic. You also will have documents related to, I forget what the name is for like schematics for buildings. Plans.
Not of military strongholds, we don't. We may have certain parts of schematics, but nothing that would give you the full court fortifications. I thought you would know this, Sergeant.
Don't question my title, madam. I can put together information just as easily as you academics can. All I need are the pieces. And you have the pieces.
I'm telling you, we don't. All such information is held in the military strongholds themselves.
Well, in any event, so this doesn't become a wasted trip, you wouldn't enjoy wasting the time of high-ranking military officials, would you? I will take a stroll around here and see if I might find some reading material for my spare time, at least.
Just stay quiet while you're at it. And make sure you put the books back where they came from. I don't want to have to rearrange things again.
Of course, just takes a look down at his uniform, like just to check he is actually in like a high-ranking military attire and doesn't look like a common thief. And then he walks into the off in the direction of the studies.
So you walk into the library proper. There are floor after floor, room after room of large mahogany bookshelves from floor to ceiling. There's like a bit of a contraption on rails that runs across the bottom of each set of shelves, which kind of folds out into a set of steps so you can climb up to get to the higher shelves.
Yep.
There are lots of different sections. So there's like a natural history section, a military tactics section. There is a history section, which tells you bits about the history of not just Dragon's Claw, but other nations as well. Redacted, I will add. There is a guide to the closest thing you can find is like a cadet's guide to Axemouth, which talks about the strongholds, but not necessarily the schematics. It talks about the squadrons permanently stationed there, particularly Razdar's Guard, and notable heroes that have served there. It also talks about the Mercenary Legion being based there and how they're used for espionage and strategic strikes within enemy territory. It also talks about the fact that actually, even though it's a stronghold primarily, it is also one of the most productive farming areas of Dragon's Claw as a nation. The only other book you can find directly related to Axemouth in the general sections is a Farmer's Guide to Axemouth, which discusses crop management, how to spot the signs of wheat blight, which is a disease spread by the sand weevil.
Does it talk about the soil content of the region? I figure my thought process is, if we can figure that out, what we know the consistency of the soil is, we might be able to burrow under the walls.
So as far as you're concerned, it seems to it is reclaimed desert, is what they say.
Okay. Desert with originally lots of sand then, but they've added bits of topsoil and presumably irrigation.
Possibly.
So it should be still fairly. It'll be either be that hard compacted sand or the soft sand underneath it, which should be diggable.
So there are other sections. There is a civil engineering section. There is a military engineering section. There is a alchemy section. There is a mathematics section. And then there's like fictional books and guides to Dragonborn art and architecture and the likes as well.
So Corsica will tear his attention away from the alchemy section and basically talk to Amanita about them splitting up the work and going through. There was a military tactics section as well?
Yes.
So I think Corsica will try and there's military tactics, there's architecture and history of that, right?
Yeah.
So Corsica will try to take the architecture and then just pour through it, looking for how walls and stuff are constructed.
So it's mainly the architectural ones is mainly like pictures of famous kind of artistic designs and things like that, rather than this is how the building is built. So it talks particularly about an arch in a particular building in the stronghold. I think it's a temple that is has an arch that is like pretty much made of gargoyles all next to each other, depicting a battle between different the force, the legions of different gods.
What other section are you going to take?
If we've got the time, I'll go through the tactics as well, unless Amanita wants to take that.
No, she'll go down the history and the fiction.
So
maybe have a little
within
nose of the fantasy books.
So you find that the history, in your view, there is very little difference between the history and the fiction setting. It is all about the military's achievements and certain battles and things like that, and the evil crag dwarves and what they've done. The military tactics one is more about how they approach battles. So talks about shield walls and using spears and things like that. So what they do when they're under fire, what they do when they've got high ground and things like that.
Yes. She'll do that. Look. Go on.
Any siege tactics in there?
A little bit. So they've got pitch. They've got this thing where they will pour acid down the edge of the side, the sandstone walls of their structures are so vast and thick that what they can afford to do is just throw acid down the side of it. It dissolves some of the wall, but it also dissolves kind of anything they can get purchase on to climb the walls. Their idea is to do that to those that are using spikes, climbing up the walls, or ropes. If it's ladders, it's more a case of throw pitch down the ladder and set it on fire so it breaks, and those already on it. Most strongholds have sort of trebuchet and not battering rams, but there's like
so artillery pieces, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and the entrance is really long, if you know what I mean. And there's like arrow slits along the entrance passageway, so they can just basically just bombard enemies with arrows as they try, even if they break the gates. There's 2 sets of gates though, so they've got to break one and then get to the next one and break that while being pelted with arrows.
Yeah, know what you mean there. Okay. There's just no progress in this. I imagine Korska's got like it's like Korska and Amanita are like sitting in the middle of like 2 of the bookshelves, and like Korska's got a load of academic books which he's flicking through. And occasionally glance over and notices like Amanita flittering between the actual history and what seems to be a fiction book as well.
Yeah, she'll go down the history aisle and just like look at it. She's like, nothing of interest. And she'll pick up a few history books and then see the fiction like section and just dart round quickly, pick a book or 2 and like kind of hide the fact that she's got them. Is there any people around?
It's completely deserted.
Yeah. I imagine we've been working long enough that the altar self has worn off too.
I would say I would like to stealthily stick one of the fiction books into her hat.
Okay.
To read later.
Okay. Roll a stealth check.
This is where I first roll of the day. Oh!
Okay. You quietly eyeing up the... You quietly just peer towards... It's quite a distance. The lady who's still doing her paperwork at the front. Take your hat off. Slip the book inside. Put it back on. Anything else?
I think we've exhausted all the likely sections. Still, there's some useful stuff in there.
So there was military engineering, civil engineering.
Oh, okay, yeah. Of course, we'll do his best to go through the engineering then.
Do an investigation check.
Don't have that, so it's going to be a raw investigation. There it is. Finally, that string of bad luck is broken.
In the civil engineering section, you find a book that explains the technical design of the marvel that is the irrigation system in Axemouth. This reveals the system is fed by the river, and there is a network of large pipes into the city to serve water to the fields within the city walls, as well as providing drinking water. There is no maps showing locations, though.
Engineering's there, it's very good, though. And provide drinking water. Fed by the river. So this is what I've noted down. Fed by the river, and there's a network of pipes that go into the city and provide drinking water.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, and also irrigation into the farmland. Hence the greenness.
Awesome. Okay. Would it be possible, copying Amanita, to do a sleight of hand check to see if I can pull for the book?
Okay.
So I've got my thieves' gloves on, so I get a +5 to this roll.
Cool.
24.
Cool. You manage to sneak the book into your bag. The lady at the front continues to stamp her books.
Alright, I think we've hit the gold mine here, Amanita. Any luck on your side?
Yeah. I guess there's a few history, but they're a bit boring.
Unfortunately, they do have that effect on people. Anyway, that's not a history book. That's a tale of one of the myths of the Dragonborn heroes.
Oh, I don't know how that got in there.
She just throws it out like she's got one in her hat, but she obviously picked one up as well.
Yeah, okay. Anyone can make that mistake, I guess.
There is a large thud echoing through the library as the book hits the floor.
Oops.
Course clothes herself has worn off.
You hear footsteps from the librarian purposely march towards where you are stood.
Quick, pick it up!
Yeah, this is the way where we run. And then... Yeah, and I suppose we just make a sprint and try to lose her in the bookshelves before going out the front door again. Oh yeah, and we got our swiftness potions.
You got the what for swiftness?
Swiftness potions, so we do 10 feet faster.
Okay. So you get to the front door, managing to circumnavigate around the librarian. Could you each do a dex save, please? With advantage, because you're swift.
I would say Amanita would be like quite reluctant to have it, but she does as she's told this time.
If it's a save, then Corsical will also reach into his pouch of powder and sprinkle it at their feet for some extra speed. So that is a +3 to the saving throw.
And it's advantage, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay,
22.
1, 2,
Okay.
17.
As you make your way through the door, you hear the ringing of a bell. First, it starts off as just a little tinkle, and as you make your way down the steps, at each step it gets deeper and deeper until it turns into a gong. As you're making your way down the steps, several doors are falling behind you. You land on the pavement just as the last door falls behind you.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah. Let's try to make less noise next time then.
I'm
Didn't realise
sorry.
that. Don't be as. I didn't realise they just enforced it so seriously in this place. In any event, I think we better get out of here before bystanders start looking. And he'll pull out a bottle, take the cork off, and then spray both himself and Amanita with it. Actually, I think I can do that. Jess, can Amanita go into Korsk's pocket?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we do that, and
What's in your pocket, Korsk?
very good question, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's like mostly just a whole load of lint. He hasn't cleaned the pocket recently. Maybe the book's in there as well, so Amanita might be getting a bit jostled.
Well, let's just test if this version of Amanita is as much of a clean freak as the other one.
Alright, and then once Amanita's in the pocket, of course, we'll put invisibility on himself and make a run for it.
Cool. So, you make your way out of the cup. And I assume head towards the rendezvous point where Marcus and Cleo are waiting.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Luci and Varric have just reached the barracks. Not the barracks, the museum in the Fist. It's in the
Let's see,
public.
are we going for round 2?
Yeah. I was too busy saying Varric that I was thinking, oh, that rhymes with barracks. Almost. So you are met by a giant bronze statue, which Varric points out before you can read the plaque, is General Thelxur Razdar. He stood proudly leaning on his sword, both hands on top of the hilt, blade pointed down to the ground. But once you reach him, you can see that the plaque below explains how he's responsible for turning back the Crag Dwarf invasion. Also on his person, you see there is a ring in his hand, which is, you can't work out the colour, but it is a circle divided into two in the jewel.
You think that's, like the other one?
Absolutely.
Also hanging from his belt is what looks like a rod, about a foot long. Just seems to have a leather strap around it and it's tied to his belt.
Luci, that might be the stick. You know the one?
sorry. Wait, is this guy the general guy who's still in charge of the army?
Yeah.
So, does this mean he took the stick
Yeah.
and kept it?
Yeah.
So we have to steal it?
I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Okay. What was the other part of it again? Was it a hammerhead or something?
Yeah, and that's what the crag doors have. But that's on a need-to-know basis. We should know that.
Right. I don't know that. I don't know that the crag dwarfs have the hammer piece. Yes. No. So do you think his, belt and stuff looks like that?
I mean, it's probably not made of bronze, but yeah, it'll probably look like that.
It looks fairly easy to steal, are we sure? Wouldn't be that easy, would it?
I mean, he's lived a long time now, Lucy. He's probably fought off a few guys trying to steal stuff from his belt.
Would you think he's grown eyes in the back of his head?
I think he's probably got some sort of sense about him, yeah.
So we just have to dull his senses. There's many ways to do that.
I mean, Lucy, in all honesty, I think the plan is to kill him.
Oh, cool!
But don't...
Oh, but well, he's the guy that stole the ship, right? So yeah, that's fine. Anyway,
I've already got. If you decide to steal that, I've already got a title in my head of it's a stick up.
It's like we got the law, and then we got the law according to Lucy.
I wouldn't call it law, just guidelines.
Yeah.
You know.
So, could Varric do a perception check?
We've just said this in public, actually, without even realised. Perception.
Yeah. I mean, don't worry, this isn't any... Right, okay. So you remember being here before, Varric, and you were a lot younger, and you were all, wow, this place is amazing, so many heroes of the war, so inspirational. This time you're here, you perceive it in a different way. You start to see through some of the propaganda that is clearly there.
Thieves and bandits.
You see, there's a display featuring on atrocities of crag dwarves, tales of villagers massacred in what's now crag dwarf occupied territory. You've been into that territory a few times, but you don't ever recall seeing a massacred Dragonborn village. You've seen plenty of, and been involved in plenty of massacres of crag dwarf villages. You see stories of heroes and armor talking about great feats. There's no word of the tactics used talks about military tactics, but there's no story of the tactics that have been used to take water supplies or massacre villages, or even some of the dirty tactics that you've seen play in your past that was tagged as necessity to help the nation achieve its goals. Finally, you come to a display on each of the military outposts, military bases. Centered to that display is a scale model of Axemouth that takes center stage. You get the impression there are things missing from the model, things that they wouldn't want everyday people to understand, at least from what you remember. You know, certain positions of artillery and things like that is different. Guard posts are different. What you do see is the farmland around looks fairly accurate. The position of the actual building looks fairly accurate. Windows looks fairly accurate. The model stretches to the river, and you can see a set of pipes heading into and out of the city. So there's two sets of pipes, one to let out waste and one to let in waste. Let in water. You see barns, grain silos. You see down to the detail on the ground, you see the odd manhole cover situated in the courtyards and things. In amongst military soldiers doing military drills on the model. What would you like to do?
I take a note of like all places, like so, like the intakes, the outtake pipes, and then
You
like
can't-
position.
You can't tell which is which from looking. You just know there's two. You just know there's two sets of pipes.
Can Lucy try and draw it? Like a sketch?
Do a stealth check.
Oh, damn. Okay. Oh, the bus! I can add the thing. Twelve.
You get out a piece of paper. The curator of the museum heads over. A golden dragonborn. Middle-aged. Excuse me? What are you doing?
There's some really cool architecture. I just might take a notice. Looks brilliant. I'm trying to do it.
It is a sight to marvel at, but you understand there are certain things here that we wouldn't want getting into enemy hands, so...
Oh, sorry, yeah, no, this is for... I've taken up an architecture class, and I just saw this, and I thought it'd be a good example to maybe talk about with my group. Is there anything you don't want me to draw it down? Like, really the general shape and build of the architecture is what I wanted to show the class, but...
Do a persuasion check.
Okay. Does this count as bartering? No.
No.
No. Just...
I'm sorry, my friend. There are plenty of books you can buy or rent from the library, or borrow from the local library, that show you the architecture itself. Making your own drawings, I'm afraid, from this scale model is not appropriate.
That's fair enough. Do you have any other models of like similar architecture? I'm like over the years, even because I'm trying to see how from the conceptualized this type of build and how it's progressed over the years in different builds and stuff? Do you have anything like that?
No, I think you're probably better off at the library for all that, my friend.
Fair enough. Who was it that conceptualized this masterpiece?
Well, I mean, there have been many people. I believe the Razdar family have been involved for quite some time.
Razdar, okay. Write that down. Do you think the library would have any of their examples of their work, any other work they've done?
Possible. From an architectural point of view, of course.
Yes,
not
of course.
You will not find detailed designs. The detailed designs are held at the forts themselves.
While I'm doing this, I'm trying to just wide-eyed look at Varric to say, do what you need to do. While I'm distracting him.
I just begin quickly writing notes and a couple of quick sketches here and there just while the guy's distracted.
Cool. Do a stealth check then, please.
Oh no.
That's fine. You only rolled a 5 for his perception. So. And that's without me even applying the disadvantage because he's distracted. So you managed to get a general location of stuff. You got a general overarching plan. You know where the manholes are. You know where the entrances are for the irrigation system.
Yeah.
And the sewage pipe. You don't know which is which, but I'm sure when you're there, you'll be able to tell. And the general kind of the position of the battlements, windows, doors, gates, that sort of thing.
No.
Cool.
I want to just very quickly, are any offices marked and it doesn't obviously say jail cell here or anything like that on it, but would I know from my experience where these things would be kept as well?
You will know that Razdar's office, for example, is on the top floor of the main keep.
Right.
And his guard office, the quarters of his guards and things like that are around his suite of rooms. On top is relatively flat and relatively large area of space. There's a little garden area above it that Razdar sometimes uses. But it's basically an open courtyard that's only ever used with guards and stuff, not much else.
Right.
Cool. So, I'm assuming you leave, unless you've got anything else to look at, and you meet up at the rendezvous point with the rest of the group.
Just very quickly before we leave, just something I just very quickly thought about. Is there any note of anything about what happened to my group at all in the museum? There's no.
Yeah. Of course, that would be expected because they wouldn't want to put anything that indicates any type of failure in the museum.
Yeah. No, it's fine. I was just wondering if they'd noticed on a different story of anything of similarity or anything like that, but that's fine.
Cool. So, I think we leave it there for the week. So,
just got my prop out.
You just got your prop out.
Yeah.
Need that for next time.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, that will have given the group enough information to know how to get in, or at least some clues as to how to get in.
Luci was far too busy distracting the museum guard for no reason.
Yeah, so we're definitely going for a swim next session.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Just gotta make sure we get the right pipe.
We travel and roll our intentions are good. Maybe we fight